Good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. I'm going to tell you a short story today. Now that sounds a bit odd, but it all makes sense at the end. There once was a man who lived in a house, a lot like the one in our In Focus today. He had bare floorboards in his house and lots of pictures on the wall. Did he like round pictures? No. Did he like triangular pictures? No. He only liked rectangular pictures on his wall. Some of the pictures showed animals from the local moors. Some of the pictures showed local plant life. They all, though, hung upright on the wall, not upside down or sideways. Funnily enough, these pictures were also quite similar to the ones in your In Focus today. One day, the man was standing in his living room, looking at the pictures. These rectangles have got four sides, but I'm sure there's more to them than that. Okay, this is where you guys come into the story. What do you notice about the sides of the rectangles? 5 minutes to jot down everything you can see. Now, let's carry on with our story. Just as the man was thinking there's more to the sides than that, a voice popped into his head. The voice said, Esme? Some of the lines are perpendicular to each other. Perpendicular? Asked the man. What's that then? It means they meet at a right angle, explained Esme. Like so. Ah, I see, said the man. But that's not all, interrupted another voice. This time it was Rosie's. Rosie continued. Some of the lines are parallel to each other. Parallel? Asked the man. What's that then? It means they are equally distanced for their whole length and will never meet at a point, explained Rosie. Like so. Ah, I see, said the man. But that's not all, interrupted another voice. This time it was Mr. Podes. He continued. Some of the lines are vertical and some of the lines are horizontal. Vertical and horizontal? Asked the man. What's that then? And Mr. Pode was unable to answer. Would his students be able to help him? Or would both he and the man in the house be doomed never to know what these two words meant? Dun, dun, dun. Okay, over to you then. Looking carefully at the pictures, which lines are vertical and which are horizontal? How could you explain how you know? Have a chat with your P and Ps. Okay, so the lines on the left and right hand side of the picture are vertical lines. We know this because they are perpendicular to, or at a right angle to, the floor. This line is perpendicular to the floor. And the lines at the top and bottom of the picture, which would be AB and DC, are horizontal. We know this because they are parallel to the floor. So you can see here, the floor and these lines could never meet. They are parallel. Take a minute to write a sentence to explain how you know if a line is vertical or horizontal now. Okay, now what I'd like you to do for your guided practice today is draw out this table here and fill it with objects in your house. For example, a door. If I draw a door in here, I know it's got vertical lines and I know it's also got horizontal lines. So here's my door, the little doorknob there. Ooh, okay, so I'm going to highlight the vertical lines in red. So if this is the floor here, then I know that this line is vertical because it's perpendicular to the floor, and this line is vertical because it's also perpendicular to the floor and parallel with the other one. So horizontal, then I will draw my door again. And a little door handle here. And I'm going to use blue this time. So my horizontal lines are parallel to the floor. So this line here and the floor could never meet. And this line here. So those are my horizontal lines. Okay. So what I want you to do is to go and find objects in your house, draw them down, and highlight the vertical lines and the horizontal lines. You could also write what they are next to them, because I know we're not all Picassos, and sometimes our objects might not look exactly as we want them to. So there's my door. I'm a good example of that, I would think. Okay, how many can you find? I'll see you in 10 for the next part of today's learning. Okay, you'll be pleased to know that questions 1 and question 2 involve colouring today. So pick out your favourite colour and get to work. I'll see you in 15 minutes or so to go through your answers. Okay, so the worksheet's already been answered for me. Here's a vertical line because it is perpendicular to the floor. Here's a vertical line, here's a vertical line, here's a vertical line, here's a vertical line, and these two, just like on the door in my guided practice example, these two lines here are perpendicular to the floor. If we carry them on and we look at the line there of the floor, they are perpendicular, so that it means it's a vertical line. Question 2 asked us to colour the horizontal lines in the picture below. So we've got the top of the frame and the bottom of the frame, top of the TV, bottom of the TV, the front of the shelf here, and the front of this small shelf here. All the other lines are vertical. Now, if we were being picky, we could say, if we looked at it from this side, if we were looking from here, that these lines also would be horizontal lines because they'd be parallel to the floor. So if you did do that, you're not wrong. It's just that from the view that we see, they're not parallel yet. Horizontal, sorry. Okay, question 3. Below are some paintings that hang on the wall of a room. Now the man in our story wouldn't like these because that's a triangle one, and this one's a rhombus. Interesting shape for a picture. List all the horizontal lines. Okay, so we're going to go horizontal in red. AB, DC, none of these are horizontal. HI and KG are horizontal, sorry, I thought we were going parallel. Okay, GF is horizontal, LM is horizontal, and ON is horizontal. So then that leaves vertical lines of AB, AD, sorry, BC, LO, and MN. These are not vertical lines because they're not quite perpendicular to the floor. Which horizontal lines have the same length? AB and DC are the same length, and LM and ON are the same length. which vertical lines have the same length. AD is the same as BC, and LO is the same as MN. And I believe, yep, that is you done for today. I hope you enjoyed that lesson, and I will see you next week for some more lines and shapes.